Hello and welcome back to another video where we are doing the Mini Motorways Weekly Challenge. This week we find ourselves in Vancouver, which I think I remember to be kind of a tricky map with mountains and water, so let's see how we get on. We've got 3 challenges as ever, so let's take a look at what they are. First up we've got buy one get one free, which means all weekly choice upgrades are doubled, so that's pretty good. We should find that pretty helpful. But to combat that, we've got the tunnel of taxes, which means tunnels require double the amount of road tiles, so it's going to make them a bit more costly. And aquaphobia, meaning we start with no bridges, so we're going to have to be looking out for those bridges in the choice upgrades. So pretty good balance of positive and negative challenges this week. Let's see how we get on. Pretty nice easy start, little red destination and 2 red houses, and yeah, I remember this being one of the things that make this map hard, is that we've got this kind of very narrow, I don't really know what the word for this is in geography, but this kind of narrow strip of land which I'm immediately going to try and safeguard, except I run out of tiles. So I can't quite safeguard it as much as I would like. But yeah, it becomes very annoying if you have destinations and houses appear sort of in this exact section, because they really stop your other roads getting through. I mean, one easy way around that is if you've got bridges, which we obviously haven't started with any, but bridges essentially turn the waterways on any map into an extension of the land, because you can put roads on them. So even if you do sort of really unrealistic bridges that are coming down along the coastline or something, it can get you out of a tight spot sometimes. And I'm glad I safeguarded that space. We've immediately got another destination. I mean, to be honest, even this is a pretty tricky bit of space here. Now we've just got one road coming down in between these 2 destinations, but let's get this guy hooked up before I waffle on for too long. And one thing we could do is send this road sort of down and round instead, and safeguard this road along there. Ooh, and we've got a red destination to go along with that blue one. Yeah, great. Perhaps we can attach this guy on. I would probably really like to have that connected with a roundabout so that it's not just a junction, but yeah, and we've got 2 roundabouts here. That's gone very well. I shall put that roundabout straight in there. That's good, another couple of houses, never complain about that. And we've got a yellow destination and a yellow house appear over here. And another one. We have got no bridges to connect across this false creek, so I think I probably am going to go ahead and just use this motorway for now, to be honest, and watch out for another bridge as soon as it comes up. Oh, things are appearing pretty thick and fast now. I would like to connect these 2 houses to this destination separately, but until we get a bridge or another motorway, I think I'll do this very rough and ready connection so that these 2 houses can look after this guy as well. And 2 roundabouts or 2 bridges. I've already got 2 roundabouts, so I will go ahead and take the bridges this time. And that's going to come in handy pretty quickly, I think, to connect up these guys. And that means I can get rid of this very ugly connection. I also kind of hate the way that these reds are all connected to each other, and to be honest, this little guy probably doesn't need 4 houses, so maybe I'll just disconnect them for now, just so they look a bit better. I could also turn this motorway into a bridge if I wanted to, just in case that motorway comes in useful somewhere else. Although having just said that, I actually think now the better use for that bridge, which is going to be to bring these houses down here. And connect them up like that. Well, the other thing we could do is have all of those houses connected into this roundabout, and then have one connection down there, and one connection up here, and then we save our bridge. Yeah, I quite like that. There we go, something like that. To be honest, we actually don't even need this roundabout. Editing this so much as we go along, but you guys could just sneak through there. We could use the roundabout if we wanted to connect them up this way, and that means we would save this kind of safeguarded route through the middle of these destinations. We don't really need it yet, but perhaps that's a slightly more sensible decision at this point. And up to week 3 we've got the choice between roundabouts and bridges. I think we're going for bridges again. They can get you out of a tight spot sometimes, and we've still got a roundabout in the bank, so happy with that choice. Oh, I've just seen that we could in fact still turn this motorway into a bridge if we wanted, if we were happy to bring it down here. And lucky we did, because I think we're going to be needing to use that motorway to get something over to this yellow house. And I've also noticed that this destination has gone circular. What's happening? Let's safeguard all the road down there, and let's get a motorway from these 3 houses over to this guy. Then we can have a look at rearranging these reds a little bit. I think if this guy has gone circular, then it might be a bit of an argument for him to have his own road. Change this back a bit more to how we had it before. There we go, week 4, 2 roundabouts or 2 motorways. I mean, 2 motorways is far too good to say no to, so I'll definitely be picking those. And we've had a little light blue destination up here, along with a little light blue house. They look pretty easily connected up with our last bridge. And I think this dark blue just went circular, unless that happened before and I missed it. So we might want to get a few more houses onto this line, which should be done easily enough. And we've had a couple of new dark blue destinations appear. This one has appeared very nicely just in front of that house, so I think we'll keep them linked up just as they are. And we've also had a house over here which would link up quite nicely to this one. We'd probably like to get a second house on this line just to make sure that this guy is well catered for. But before then, we're at week 5 and we can have roundabouts or bridges, and once again we're out of bridges, so I will go for that. As I was saying, I would quite like to get a second house on this line. We do have quite a few spares down here. To be honest, everything's going so slowly. Right now I'm not too worried about it, but I will keep an eye on this guy. And another blue destination, perhaps that's useful a roundabout over here. Although we are having a couple of blue houses appear down here, maybe they would like to be motorwayed. Especially now there's 3 of them. Just to help keep these destinations separate. Oh, we got a second little dark blue house just like I asked for, so that's going well for us. And now would we like 2 tunnels or 2 motorways? Obviously tunnels are important where there's mountains, but I'm tempted to say the motorways are going to be even better, so let's go for those for now. Could end up being a bit of a mistake, but I'm fine with it for now. Oh, we've got a little green guy who's managed to wedge himself in between all of those ones. We'd quite like a couple more houses for him. I'm very happy to give him a motorway. Oh my god, and we've had another destination squeeze himself in there. And that makes me very thankful that I safeguarded this road, because I think that is what we will use to get to him. So a bit of good early decision making there means that this guy isn't going to be too much of a trouble for us. Which, to be honest, actually we had 2 motorways, so he wouldn't have been too much of a trouble anyway. Alright, week 7, 2 motorways or 2 traffic lights. Getting so many motorways, I'll obviously take them. Probably would like to get to some tunnels at this point, just to have them in the bank. And we've got a yellow destination here now. That might need to be dealt with a mixture of sort of roundabout and motorways. I think if we did that and had this yellow motorway, actually no, that's not going to work. How to do this? Actually, it could work if that comes in there. That moves to there. This moves to here. And this moves to here somehow. I guess with another roundabout. Maybe that's fine. I'm not sure if there's a more efficient way to do that then. I might be missing something, but happy with that for now. 2 bridges or 2 roundabouts. We did just run out of roundabouts, although I think I'm able to claw and back. So it's tricky. I think I'll actually go for roundabouts, seeing as we've still got 2 bridges in the bank and 4 motorways, so we're pretty well stocked up on that front. And the way I'd like to claw this back is just by moving this motorway over there, and then I can get rid of that roundabout. I think that's a bit better. And we might want a roundabout here to deal with this guy. And this yellow guy has just gone circular, which might mean he gets a bit hungry for a few extra houses. We have got a bunch of yellow houses over in this area, just figure out which ones we want to give him. Week 9, 2 roundabouts or 2 tunnels. I will take the tunnels this time. And we've got a new green destination over here. Oh, remember that there's always a very thin bit of road you can draw down next to this mountain, and honestly I think this guy might justify a motorway. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And already I've been rewarded for my road planning by having all the houses appear just down here next to this road, which is very useful. And there's another one. And we've got to week 10 with the choice between traffic lights or roundabouts. I do think roundabouts are a bit more powerful, so I'll be going for those. And a new little blue destination, but luckily we are pretty well stocked up with dark blue houses here already, so it's not really a problem for us. Oh, and he's got a little red friend that's joined him. That might be a sort of motorway case, to be honest, because there's not really anything red very nearby him. And it's week 11. We've got the choice between 2 tunnels or 2 bridges. We've got 2 of both in stock. My overall impression of this challenge that's given us sort of double the weekly choice upgrades is that it has vastly outweighed the negatives from having to use double the amount of tiles for tunnels and not starting with any bridges, because we've been given loads of bridges and I've not had to use a single tunnel yet. So far I just feel like it's kind of supercharging the game, but maybe I'm speaking too soon. Anyway, week 11, let's take these tunnels. And a new red destination up here. I'm not immediately sure where these houses are going to come from. Could be another use for a motorway. God, we had so many and now we seem to be running out of them somehow. And that yellow has gone circular, which is not great news because he's only got 3 guys helping him. There are 2 little yellows over here, but not really a good way to get them across to help out. Traffic lights or 2 roundabouts. We do already have 3 roundabouts, so maybe I'll take the traffic lights this time. I'm interesting, we can maybe call back one of these motorways by sending a very long tunnel round all the way around here to maybe these guys. It is a very long tunnel, so it could be a bad idea. Good, and we've got another red destination as well, so we probably do need to claw back that motorway, so let's get this tunnel in quick. Oh, and we've been saved by 2 little pinks here. We can come and help out this guy. Oh my god, we've got another red destination here. Okay, this is so overcharged now. We do kind of need to do a bit of a pause really to sort out the mess, because we just had a lot of changes all at once. Okay, week 13, 2 tunnels or 4 traffic lights. I've been using up a few tunnels, so let's go for those. God, I kind of lost track of everything after that moment of chaos. Oh god, these guys are really unhappy. Yes, fair enough. You need to get over there very quickly, all of you. And we've got another guy here, that's fine. Should be able to squeeze on there very easily. This green is a little unhappy. I have attached so many onto here. They're just taking their time to get there. On week 14, getting a bit more chaotic. 4 traffic lights or 2 motorways, definitely these motorways. And I may well replace this situation with a couple of motorways. Yeah, this guy's still pretty unhappy, so let's go ahead and do some motorway stuff. Oh god, I just realised that this guy exists now as well. That's no good. Maybe you will need the motorway more. Unfortunately, we're still waiting for these houses to get home in order to get over here. Can I give this guy just a couple of emergency houses in the meantime? See if they can get there in time. It's a very, very temporary measure. we've got these blues complaining a bit, and this blue complaining a bit. These guys could be replaced with a motorway, and that might help that situation. These guys I've less of an idea for. They have got sort of 3 houses each. Okay, I'm going to go for 2 tunnels, and I'm also going to take a quick pause, just do a quick stock take, seeing as we've got a few people struggling, and see if there is any efficiencies or inefficiencies we can iron out. Okay, so I've added in some blue guys onto this roundabout from down in this corner. Hopefully these 3 will be enough to look after this one guy. And we had one little blue house appear here to help out this guy. So let's go ahead and hit play and see if that does anything good for us. And the answer was it was a little bit too late, which is a shame. 2,634 commuters. I think that could have gone quite far with all of those extra upgrades. We were being given so many motorways. So there's probably going to be some pretty high scores on that leaderboard. So let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard. Yeah, just top 25%. That puts us 375th. I would quite like to see what the real top scores are. Okay, so the top score is 5,000. That is pretty high. I was almost expecting that it could have been a bit higher than that, to be honest, with double motorways, but yeah, there are some pretty respectable scores up there. Anyway, I had a lot of fun doing this challenge. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider giving the video a like or subscribing to the channel. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.